So, my dear friends, the workshop has ended, and now we are here to resume a bit what is our program. It was a variation respect to the other workshops, because we had an introductory section about a request to collaborate, to converge, to make a few technologies working for the next appointment. And next appointment are in Europe, the future sector provider FCC, and in the rest of the world, in the United States and maybe in Asia, the ILC. In 4 years, we must deliver a product that will coordinate the market. So, how we will proceed, how we will try to collaborate, how we will try to arrive to the deadline in time. 4 years is just after tomorrow. We must deliver a technology that is working. Please, Krish.
First, I'd like to begin by saying that it's helpful to begin a workshop such as yours with these requirements or the challenge very clearly stated by the first speaker. It is an opportunity for a community such as ours. The challenge is to know how to balance needing to understand what we're doing with needing to demonstrate performance. One might say that for the past 10 years or more, we've given more emphasis to understanding the fundamental processes that lead to thin film growth. But now we have an opportunity to put what we know together, but to actually demonstrate something. And the only way to demonstrate it is statistically, to do a significantly large number of cavities that have to be coated using different thin film techniques and have to be cleaned, processed, and tested. The infrastructure to do all of this doesn't exist in one place. It exists in many places. And that's the reason why collaboration is essential. And I think that if we find a mechanism in the way in which this community seems to have found it up to now, from my perception, I see there's good interactions between different labs, different groups. If we can somehow channel that with a single goal, which is at the end of 2 years, we want to have a minimum of 3 cavities of copper coated with thin films and tested, so that we then know what to do for the next 2 years. Then we'll keep our focus, and we would then, the benefit, I believe, is that once we make an impact on any program, there'll be far more resources to go back and do even more fundamental R&D. But there is the challenge to not be trapped in just staying in that R&D mode, because if we do, we'll miss this opportunity.
Thank you, Krish. Well, it was a very good idea to invite you to the workshop in order to get a review on film technologies, and also your talk about the work that you presented on Monday. It has been extremely interesting for us. It's a fresh wind that arrives in our community. You are extremely expert in material science, and that's just what we need. So, what is your program for the next 4 years, starting from now?
So we already started a collaborative project with the JLab folks in the SRF program, and I believe that we have a very strong chance of success, because in the last 5 years we have been working together. It was remarkable all what we have been able to learn, in addition to the connection with industry, with Alameda, because there was a first project in which all of us were gathered around the problem of the thin film approach to cavities. And right now we are working together with Larry also in the deposition of cavities, the actual cavities. We have done a lot of research on coupon samples. We have learned a remarkable amount of things that were important to understand, and I think we are ready to tackle the cavity problem. Now, my suggestion would be not to wait to talk with one another until 4 years from now. I think that we should probably program some Skype communication between your group here and what we are doing, since we are neighbors, so for us to communicate is not so hard. But we should probably try to have something a little bit more formal, trying to see where are you going and what is that we've learned in the process, so that we can have some, feedback before the 4-year time period, right? So that's the plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Larry, you will be the chairman of 7th workshop on Phillips in ideas in the next 2 years. And you have a great responsibility because we need that the community will converge and will focus through our target, our common target. And what is your idea?
Well, I look forward to the opportunity very much. I think we have to simply do everything we can to increase our rate of gathering information quickly and effectively, and we have much more combined power now. I mean, with the addition of materials resources. Materials science is very important to this goal, and we haven't had enough of it in the past, in my opinion. So I think we should increase our rate by doing cavity depositions in conjunction with small sample depositions in the same system and with the same modality, and test those samples with the RF testing facilities, which have been only recently available to us, and that we can also upgrade those so we can test samples with a very high turnover instead of the 2 per week, which has been a very limiting factor now. So we can gain information and focus on the problem much better in a much shorter period of time. If we do this, and of course resources and some additional funding, if we could manage that, would make an enormous impact.
Thank you.
Progress.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
I think that the bottleneck of our work is just the RF test. So we should need to promote RF test facilities, and in order to have a rate of production of results that will be higher and higher.
I agree.
I was talking to some of the students during the coffee break today, and they all agree with you in that to keep a more accurate record of how the various cavities are handled during testing, they are so wholeheartedly willing to. I think that the whole workshop was inspirational for them in terms of bringing into focus things that they already thought, that you have given them an organized way of thinking, you know. Keep notes, write everything down so that the scientific book is being written earlier and everybody learns earlier about what has happened that led to these results.
Share it electronically, maybe. It's a database in which everybody can fish.
Absolutely. But I wanted to point out how impressed the students were by that and how much they want to follow through. That was fantastic about this particular workshop.
So, thank you very much. I think that we have done a good job in this workshop. We have understood a lot, and I think that we have a good program and the best tool in order to succeed in this collaboration. In yesterday banquet, I promised for 2018 to arrive to the goal. And I think that all together we have a really wonderful webinar to achieve our goal. Thank you.
Thank you.